Assistant Professor Civil Engineering. Today we are going to discuss the topic Introduction to Fluid Mechanics. So what is fluid mechanics? Fluid mechanics is a branch of science that deals with the behavior of fluids at rest and in motion. So fluid mechanics tells us about what is fluid and what are the different properties of fluid. Then also mechanics include study of fluid at rest and study of fluid at motion. So study of fluid at rest is called as fluid statics, and the study of fluid at motion is fluid kinematics and fluid dynamics. On that, if you are considering the force that is causing the motion, then that comes under fluid dynamics, and if you are not considering the force that causes the motion, that comes under fluid kinematics. So imagine a particle or an object traveling from a point A to point B. If you are only considered about the distance that the particle takes, displacement that it takes, distance that the particle covered, and note the force causing the motion, then it comes under kinematics. If you are also considering the force that is causing that motion, then it comes under fluid dynamics. Okay. Now, what is fluid? A fluid is any substance, we can say, which shows the flow property or which have the property to flow. So if so, what is the flow property? A fluid comprises both gases and liquid. What is a flow property? Flow property means consider a solid particle, and I am giving a small shear force on top of this. What will happen to the solid particle? It will deform. It will deform to a certain extent, only to a certain extent. On the other hand, if I give a small shear force on a fluid element or a fluid object, it will deform, and it will continue to deform as long as the shear force is present there. So similarly, if we are considering 2 points A and A1, and I am giving a shear force on the point A1, this will continue to deform. As long as the shear force is present there, this will continue to deform. So this property of continuous deformation under the action of shear force or tangential force is called as the flow property. So from this we can define a fluid as a substance which shows continuous deformation under shear stress. Next is fluid as a continuum. So what is a continuum? What is a continuum concept? So any system, we can study any system by two methods. First one is microscopic method, second one is macroscopic method. So in microscopic method, we consider distance travel over only a single molecule. We observe only a single molecule. While in the macroscopic system, we will consider the whole system. For example, flow of water from a tap or a pipe. On the other hand, on a microscopic system, we consider single molecule, the collision of that single molecule with another molecules, and collision of that single molecule with the walls, etc. So, if we are taking the macroscopic system, if we take two single molecules, the distance between these two molecules will be very, very small compared to the entire system. So, we can neglect this distance, and by neglecting this distance, we consider the whole system or the whole fluid molecules are sitting close together. This concept is called as continuum concept. So in macroscopic study, we consider the system in crores. And if the size of the molecule is very small compared to the mean free path, then the system can be considered as a continuum, and mean free path is the distance travelled by two molecules between successive collision.